Arteta yesterday saying Arsenal missed a huge opportunity after Spurs defeat. He said, I'm very disappointed and difficult to explain, but this is what makes this sport different, because again, in basketball, you have 25 shots and the opponent has one, you win 10 out of 10 times. So Arteta was very frustrated yesterday with Arsenal's result. But what do you think of when he says they missed a huge opportunity? Do you think he's very frustrated with when you say things like that? I think a lot of managers usually will say, look, we lost, but the way we played, if we keep playing like that, we'll win more games and stuff like that. But maybe he seems to be getting more nervous that they're not going to get top four.
Yeah, I mean, the facts of the matter is, I think if this was earlier on in the season, maybe he would have used that. But now it's, games are running out for him now. And he would have looked 3 games ago and thinking like it's imperative for us to get points here because points are not guaranteed in the run that they've got now. So, yeah, time is running out and it is a massive missed opportunity.
You see below, Troy Parrott scored yet again.
Oh, he scored again yesterday, did he?
Again for MK Dons. A really nice goal as well. Really good run and finish. I don't know if I can show the full thing, but a really good goal by Troy Parrott. He seems to be on a really good run. 4 games in a row now where he scored a goal. Yeah, and good goals, like really good finishes as well. So big up Troy Parrott, another goal for him.
Do you think he comes back next season to play a bit in the first team, or do you think another loan next season? Maybe a championship
loan.
Think,
championship loan next season to see what level he's on. Then once he's had a season,
well in the championship, then he can come back.
100%. Man United's final 6 games, they got Liverpool, Arsenal, Brentford, Brighton, Chelsea, and Palace. Palace away last game of the season as well. So not a very easy fixture list, despite their win against Norwich yesterday. So. I know they've put themselves back in it, but they've got a lot of tougher tests than Norwich at home to come, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of lucky about the fixture scheduling. Like this week is going to be a fun week, isn't it? Because we got to watch Arsenal against Chelsea and Man United go away to Liverpool as well.
Well, it should be. Hopefully, it'll be a fun week. I hope they don't pull off any surprises.
Yeah, let's hope so. And I think we're bringing you guys a watch along this week, aren't we? For that.
Yeah, I think so. We'll do that midweek. We're doing a watch along. Brighton, according to Match Today, say Brighton are only the 2nd team in Premier League history to win at both Arsenal and Tottenham in consecutive Premier League games. And it's something KPV was saying in the pre-game. He was saying, no way Brighton do another Hull. No way they do another Hull. And guess what? They did another Hull.
He came on the post-match show and was like, he said, oh, they did another Hull. Hull's wrong.
Fair enough for KPV. But look, a very rare occurrence, them coming. Charlie Eccleshare tweeting saying, after I think this is after Brighton's... after Southampton's win against Arsenal, that's why I said Brighton wasn't a must-win game for Tottenham. They're competing with a broken Arsenal and a dysfunctional Man United. It's not Liverpool versus City for the title.
Absolutely spot on there. Absolutely spot on.
So maybe that's why he wasn't as worried as everyone else with the defeat. Yeah, look, and it was still in the driving seat for top 4. Between the Post says a candidate for ugliest pass map of the season. This was Tottenham's pass map yesterday. This is very reminiscent of Jose Mourinho, isn't it? This pass map, because he literally got Kane and
yesterday reminded me of Nuno ball, man.
Yeah, with no shots on target. But look, it's literally Kane and Son up front, and then everyone else like very central, just like clogging up the central areas. And also, you notice here, usually the wing backs are a lot higher up, aren't they? Then you can see here they're quite deep. That was also a problem. And Kulusevski, look how deep he is.
Yeah,
very close to Emerson Royale.
And that's credit to Brighton and the way they set up and the way they frustrated us and the way they had the game plan played to perfection, really.
Yeah, and the central area is very congested, and that was a big part of the problem. Since the 16-17 season, Spurs have failed to register a single shot on target in just 2 Premier League games, at home to Man United this season and at home to Brighton. So twice this season now, we've not had a shot on target, which is worrying. And that's what got Brighton. That's what got Nuno the sack, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't think Conte's there.
And this is against Brighton. It's not against Manchester United.
Yeah, 100%. Has to be looked at. Charlie Eccleshare again says Arsenal have been far Spursier than Tottenham over the last decade. Since holding their nerve to pip Spurs to 4th place in 2013, they've collapsed spectacularly in every tight race they've been in for top 4 in 16, 17, 18, 19, and now this season. and the title in 15-16 could add to the title race in 13-14 as well. He says, however, Arsenal have won 4 FA Cups in that time, beating Chelsea, City and Chelsea in semi-finals and finals of those 2 wins, while Spurs have faltered in the sight of silverware, so maybe not as clear-cut. Who has been more Spursy over the last decade, Arsenal or Spurs?
Spurs.
You still go with Spurs?
Yeah. Still go with Spurs, just because they've won those 4 trophies.
But in league form, you might say Arsenal.
Yeah, in the league form, fine, but we've still been. I'd still go for Arsenal. I still go for Spurs just because we haven't got over the line and won those trophies. Where even in Arsenal's worst period in the Premier League ever, they've won 4.
Won 4 FA Cups. Yeah, fair play to that. To be fair. Jordan says Arsenal versus United next weekend is going to be so interesting. Spurs, United, and Arsenal are just utter garbage. Whoever gets Champions League, it's just papering over cracks massively. And do you think if we get Champions League this season, it's paper over the cracks?
Yeah, to an extent, because I don't think we've been good enough for a top 4 finish this season. When you're looking at the whole season, the season as a whole, we're getting there. If we do get there, it's more on default that Man United have been crap, Arsenal haven't, got it, and anyone else, West Ham, anyone fighting for that top 4 haven't been good enough. So it's more on default for me.
Oh, you say Arsenal have been crap, but they've been better. They said best season for like 3-4 years.
Doesn't mean they haven't been crap.
Right, but that's not winning. That's not winning it by default, if you know what I mean.
Arsenal should never have been in the conversation with 2 8th finishes in a row. It's more that United have been crap, to be honest, and we're getting there by default. We're getting there by default. I don't think we've been good enough for a top 4 finish. And but what
it depends how many points you finish on. So we finished 70+ points. That's usually good enough for top 4. So you can't say that's.
But what I would say, well, everyone was going for United for the title at the beginning of the season. They've completely faltered, and if United would have done half of what they were expecting to do, they'd be probably sealed in 4th already for this season. But what I would say is that maybe it does paper over cracks, but the fact of the matter is, if we do get top 4, then we can progress for next season.
And we can fill in those cracks.
Exactly,
with
we can
cement.
fill in those cracks.
Exactly. 7 says Harry Winks' first block of the season. Oh, is it there? Is it crashed?
It's crashed again.
Give it a sec. It still says it's connected. Give it a sec. Is it not there? Is it not scrolling? There it is. Harry Winks' first block of the season. He blocked someone on Twitter, which I found funny. But he also apparently he liked a tweet. I might have it here. Yesterday, saying that people blaming Harry Winks for our loss yesterday, you have to get a grip or something, and he liked that tweet, which is interesting. Scenes yesterday as Arsenal fans celebrate Tottenham's. The camera angle's not great, but Arsenal fans there celebrating Tottenham's defeat in the stadium, not to know that they're going to suffer the same fate 90 minutes later, which I thought was a bit of karma. But look, they're literally
Karma's
celebrating like they've won a trophy or something. It's amazing how they celebrate our defeat there.
Yeah, but look, if the boot was on the other hand, it'd be the exact same thing. So
no chance, mate. We have a bit more class.
Yeah. Go look at the videos at number 8 pub after Arsenal lost yesterday.
Yeah, but at least we didn't have a game just then, like just before, you know what I mean? It's just quite funny. Lucas says, I don't understand why Conte doesn't give Bergwijn more minutes. Every single time he comes on, he makes something happen.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying all along. I was saying it in the watch along yesterday. I've been saying it in the match review. What does Bergwijn need to do to get more minutes? Not even just to get, I'm not even saying start. At least half an hour, 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
No, 5 minutes every time, even less.
And even then, he still does something, you know what I mean? But it's just not enough time. The remaining fixture list for the top 4 contenders. Obviously, looking at everyone's fixture list, Tottenham do by far have the easiest one. But when you're losing games at home to Brighton, it definitely serves up doubts in your mind of like how consistent we are. Because everyone was hoping we'd got this inconsistency out of our system with 4 straight wins, but hopefully it's not creeping in. But with Spurs, it's Brentford away, Leicester at home, Liverpool away, Arsenal at home, Burnley at home, and Norwich away. Then United have Liverpool away, Arsenal away, Brentford at home, Brighton away, Chelsea at home, and Palace away. None of those games you look at and think they're nailed on for 3 points. Arsenal have Chelsea away, United at home, West Ham away, Leeds at home, Tottenham away, Newcastle at home, and Everton away. And then West Ham have Burnley at home, Chelsea away, Arsenal at home, Norwich away, City at home, and Brighton away. So everyone having a lot harder fixtures than us, thankfully.
And actually, that Arsenal fixtures, even their easier games, look harder now because of the run that they're on. I mean, Leeds have started to put a bit of a run together. They're playing well at the moment. And Everton away, I mean, they're probably
much better at Goodison Park, aren't they?
Yeah, so first of all, they're much better at Goodison Park, but I was going to say they'll probably be fighting for their lives, but they'll probably be safe by then, last game of the season.
The only game you think they're Newcastle at home, you're thinking they'll probably win that one.
But even Newcastle, not an easy game at the moment.
No. No, all the other teams, much harder games. And we still have Burnley at home and Norwich away to play. So you got to think that should stand us in good stead, but can't take our eye off the ball. Tottenham's first half yesterday by numbers was one shot taken, 0.02 xg, ridiculous. Brighton largely nullified us yesterday. The xg overall as well. Spurs 0.52 to Brighton's 0.92. So it wasn't a game a lot of chances, was it? But Brighton just shading the expected goals, and that's probably the few chances they had. A lot of them were coming on the break in the second half as well. But we was nullified by them yesterday.
Absolutely
massively.
Nullified, yeah.
All right, that's all we have from Twitter. Let's try and look at Reddit now. Let's try and get that up. Unfortunately, it wasn't didn't let me save the post, but we'll have a look at reacting to stuff on Reddit. This is a good picture. Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United fighting for top four. Everyone, look at the bottom. Everyone saying no, thank you. Pretty much.
How many times over the last many years actually now where there's a top four race that nobody wants it? Well, I've seen it so many times where Spurs keep losing, and Arsenal keep losing, then Man U keep losing.
Well, I guess by its very nature, but teams who aren't challenging for title are going to be more inconsistent than title challengers, aren't they?
Very true.
How many points are we on? We're on 57 points, which I think our league position feels worse than it is. Or points. I think our points total feels worse than it is because we've lost 11 games. But the fact is, we've only drawn 3, so there's a lot of wins there. So it's either draw, it's either win or lose.
That Pochettino season,
that last season under Poch,
yeah, exactly.
Where I think first half of the season we lost 5 games in the first half of the season or something, but we were actually keeping pace with the top 2 because we didn't draw any games. We were just winning or losing. And I guess without the draws, then you tend to pick up a lot more points. 57 points at this stage of the season for a top 4 challenger is pretty. That's not unreasonable.
How does that compare to Man United and Arsenal? How many draws and losses have they got?
So United have drawn a lot more. So United have lost less than us. They've lost 3 less games, but they've drawn 6 more games. Arsenal same. They've also drawn the same. They've also 17 wins and 11 losses. So very, very similar. But if you look at the last few seasons, I reckon the top 4 race is fairly similar amount of points, and we're probably set for around 70 points at the moment, which is pretty. That's pretty common for a top 4 finish.
I guess.
Watching our wing backs today, feeling shit, just want him back. Matt Doherty, who would have
It's mad how much of a loss Matt Doherty is after the shit we've been giving him for the past couple of years. It reminds me a bit of the emergence of Moussa Sissoko when he started performing for us, because it was like everyone was giving him so much shit. And then suddenly he turned to this player that was so important for us. Yeah. And that's the same with Matt Doherty.
Feels like that. And look, we're going to be without him for the rest of the season, so we're going to have to make do. This is the tweet Harry Winks liked after the game yesterday from Dave Finch. He says, Tottenham Hotspur did not have a single shot on target in 95 minutes of play against Brighton. But let's all blame Harry Winks. Joke for a fan base sometimes. And he liked that tweet, Harry Winks.
Yeah, I mean, you can blame Harry. I mean, there's nothing to blame Harry Winks for yesterday. I don't think...
Is Winks calling us a joke of a fan base yesterday by liking that tweet?
I think Twitter's just that kind of place, you know what I mean? Like, Twitter is just a toxic place, no matter what fan base you are. And there's always going to be...
Should Winks be liking a tweet like that for you? Or do you not really care that much?
I don't really care that much, to be honest. But I think that there is certain scapegoats that get made every season. And even if they're not to blame in that particular game, they'll still point the blame at them. And I think that might have been the case with Harry Winks yesterday. I mean, it's not like he was amazing or good when he came on, but I don't think he had anything to do with our loss yesterday.
No, he only had 15 minutes or 20 minutes, didn't he? When the Saints go march again, there's Arsenal fans getting happy about us losing to Brighton, then getting sucked in by Southampton. That's a funny picture. Haven't had to pull this one out for a while. Tottenham Hotspur, days since the last shit show. 0 days. Shame.
Finally, the shit shows are back.
Exactly. Looking at, and that's the top 4 we went through before. This aged like a fine wine. The Athletic posting a video saying how Spurs became unspursy. Very well timed post by the Athletic.
Why don't they do an article of how arse became arsey?
Exactly. Never. It's all about always about Spurs. And I think that is it for now.
All right.
From social media.
So that is how Twitter and Reddit reacted to the game yesterday.